when the task force that was organizing this day, putting the plan together, we thought it would be a good idea that the morning sessions we bring panel speakers, and they've done an excellent job this morning, laying out the global challenges that we all must face, and then the afternoon where we engage all of you in trying to identify challenges and opportunities. We thought in the middle we can give some examples of resources or fundings that some of us have been able to get as a way of finding resources to address these challenges. So with that, we have picked 3 examples. Well, first one is the Global Center for Food Systems Innovation, which is a grant by USAID to Michigan State University. The Global Center for Food Systems Innovation is a grant, fairly large, 5-year grant from USAID. But before I go into the details of this, I'd like to sort of set up a little bit of a backdrop for this in terms of what are some of the challenges that we are, when we wrote the proposal, were involved in addressing. And as you can see, these are some of the themes that have already been addressed. Population growth, pressure on land and water resources as a result of this population growth, climate change, and rapid urbanization. Rapid urbanization is a theme that has come up more than once this morning. As we go in the future, it is anticipated that 70% of global population will live in urban population centers by the year 2050. So population growth, of course, is there, and the climate change, the net result is that we must double food production. That's something that Dr. Easter also mentioned. So what I want to take some time to talk a little bit about some of the changes that USAID is making in actually positioning USAID, which is the largest international development agency in terms of dollar amount, is really reforming itself to address these challenges as we go forward. So one of the initiatives is USAID Forward, and some of the tenets are that they want to pursue a strategic, focused, and results-oriented approach. Simply doing research or providing aid is not an answer. Support institutions, private sector partnership, and civil society organization. The thinking there is that the problem we have to address in a joint manner, bringing various stakeholders together, institutions, private sector holders, and civil societies together. Explore new models for public sector partnerships. And I'll give you one example later on. How can we work together? I think one of the morning speakers gave some examples of Jason Clay and from World Wildlife Fund, and that's the approach they have taken to achieve sustainability, is work with private sector, because they are the ones that are controlling the food system. If we want to achieve sustainability, we have to work with them rather than work against them. So that's the same concept here. Identify and scale up innovative breakthrough solutions to intractable development challenges. Again, what are those solutions that are innovative, that are science, technology-based solutions that are scalable? One-off isn't going to make much difference. So what are those scalable solutions that we must identify? Strengthen work with scientists, researchers, and universities. That will have to continue. We have to find new solutions, identify new breakthroughs. Invest in new technology to source and scale game-changing solutions. And I think Dr. Easter this morning talked about sort of crowdsourcing. Maybe there are solutions elsewhere in the world. How can we find them? What are the mechanisms for finding those solutions and applying them to the problem in different parts of the world? And finally, supporting mobile solutions to dramatically expand opportunities. And I think our previous speaker spoke about the power of the mobile technology. There are some initiatives that USAID has put forward. These are the grand challenges for development. And what they're, again, under this initiative, they're looking for science and technology-based transformational effects in finding the solutions. Engaging the world in the quest for solutions is critical to instigating breakthrough progress. So this is a very new way of thinking. Previously, you give a mega grant to an institution and you hope that they have enough smarts to find the solution, and they try. But what if you can engage the rest of the world in somehow in finding solution? I will say the probability of finding a meaningful solution is much higher there. So under this initiative, under grand challenges, they're saying the results have to achieve a scale. One of something isn't going to do it. It should be adaptable, sustainable, and utilize 21st century infrastructure. So all the mobile technology, the computing power and so forth, how can we bring all of that to bear upon finding global challenges, or solutions to global challenges? These are some of the grand challenges that they have actually issued RFAs and have funded, and if you keep your eye on it, there'll be new challenges that will be rolling out. Particularly powering agriculture is something that relates to our profession very closely, and there is some serious funding behind this. Again, relying on data and analytics, importance of that was presented by Dr. Matlock in terms of if you can't measure it, you can't really do much about it. Geocenters, looking at strengthening spatial analysis and trends using GIS, so we need to know where we are headed and what is the impact of any kind of intervention that we come up with, and also futures analysis. This is something that's just starting to really put some effort in looking at the future and predicting what that means. DIV is a development innovation venture where the USAID is actually acting as a venture capitalist, because they realize the solutions are not going to be scaled if it is not adopted by private sector and there is not enough capital available, particularly in developing economies, to bring it to market. So they are willing to invest, something they would have never done just a few years back. Feed the Future initiatives, I think one of the speakers talked about that, where they've identified those countries that are at risk of not being able to feed themselves by the year 2050 if new innovative solutions are not found, and they have some selection criteria and such. One of these initiatives is Higher Education Solutions Network. And as this was an initiative which was a $130 million initiative, and the idea was how can we set up a network of labs that are embedded in universities, just like DOE has labs in Sandia, Oak Ridge and such, and USDA has various labs. What about USAID having labs that are embedded in universities, and collectively they form a network to address global development challenges? So through a competition, they selected 7 locations to create this Higher Education Solutions Network, and Michigan State University is the only lab in this network that focuses on food systems innovation as impacted by the trends that we talked about earlier. So finding innovative science, technology-based solutions to those challenges in the global food system. We are a consortium led by Michigan State University. Terry is a partner. Wageningen University in Netherlands is a partner. Sokoine University in Tanzania, and Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, and then we have some private sector partners, QED and CRDF Global. Basically, the idea is to identify the trends, develop white papers, and those white papers become then the basis for issuing RFAs. And we want to, so we are not going to come up with solutions, but we're going to engage the rest of the world in trying to find a solution to these trends that have been already spoken to earlier. This picture seems to be very popular. You have seen it before. It's a traffic jam in Lagos, Nigeria, and basically talks about urbanization. The slide underneath talks about climate change impact on animal agriculture and urban food systems. We are focusing on Feed the Future countries. These are primarily in Eastern Africa and Southeast Asia. Okay, so the nuts and bolts or the gut of our project is more than half of our funding. It will be devoted to giving out sub-grants. We have identified 3 levels of grants: technology innovation grant, which is $100,000, technology evaluation grant, which is $250,000, and technology scaling grant of $500,000. The call for proposal goes out every year. We have first year has already gone out. Second year should be coming out in a matter of a month or so, and it's open to anybody in the world that responds to the RFA and the problems of global food systems and propose a solution. And we have a third-party company, CRDF Global. They would do all the evaluation and make recommendations to us, and we would go about funding those. So roughly, it says $8 million, and it might be slightly more. And these are 1 to 3 year grants. So here's an opportunity to address some of those challenges that we have talked about. We are also saying that we need to professionally develop future international professionals, development professionals, and so we need to engage students in a variety of manner, and that's why HESN is embedded in universities. We also want to engage with the stakeholders directly. These are private sector, NGOs, government organizations in those countries to make a lasting impact. Also, we want to essentially create entities. For example, we have a data systems and analytics unit which will do all sorts of predictive analysis because the modeling and prediction, so we can sort of position ourselves and stay ahead of the curve. So that's just a nutshell of GCFSI. Okay.